Hoorah.
Oh my God.
That's who we love and that's who we serve. Welcome to visionfm.com.
How dare you?
We dare.
Is running out? Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
All right. And I don't know where the camera's pointing, or I tried to close the curtains behind me. So if it's kind of like murky, yeah, it is what it is. Oh man, what a day! What a day! What a day! The audience, this is sort of like an inside joke, and sometimes I have Ira helping me, and so when she got kicked out, I thought that she still had the picture and that she just went back in, right?
Oh,
So
no.
she's talking to me, and I'm saying, do this and do that, and she's just sitting there, not telling me that no, I didn't use the picture. I just used to log in. I'm just sitting here listening to you. Oh man, young people.
Do not know is a service that the blind can call into. Johnnie J and I are both blind. But what we do is we would use this service to either get a hold of them via telephone, iPhone, or other smartphone, or a computer, and they kind of help us to navigate things sometimes more quickly. We do have screen reading software that helps with that as well. So that's what IRA is, just a really quick, short overview for those of you who may just be joining us today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and man, this is going to be a good topic lineup today. So stay with us; you're going to love it.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about well, not exactly Biden Brandon's fist bump to the Saudis who killed the U.S. citizen reporter. I mean that's important, but we're not going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about what happens when you have a boyfriend that stalks you. You find out that he's crazy, and you want to cut it off, but he says, "Nah, I think I'll just shoot at your house or shoot in the walls of your house like a idiot." Then we're gonna then we're gonna talk about windmills and solar panels in the blackouts that we're having in the southern part of our country. They want to use this alternative power. How's that going for you? And then we'll talk about, and I just saw it this morning, boyfriends who you take out to dinner and they refuse to pay for the dinner. So anyway, so we got a bunch of topics. Hey, want to remind you that I am running for HD5, and we're gonna probably in mid-August or sooner. We're gonna have we're gonna send out like 50,000 emails to and we're gonna invite people to come in and ask questions and so forth. So mid-August, around that time, you're gonna see some people coming in asking questions about my running for House District 5, and then
Is that right? That's in Denver,
Denver.
Colorado.
Oh yeah, Denver, Colorado. So so that should be interesting. And of course, I'll get their emails, and then they have to. So then we can email them later on for other events and shows that we are doing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I
Oh
got to
yeah.
commend you for getting involved, Johnny, at the at the local level, I would encourage anybody and everybody of a mind to go ahead and also get involved at the local, state, or federal levels in whatever capacity you can, even if that's just helping out, like I myself do.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm going to ask for volunteers to help with poll counting because I was involved with I was in the Chuck and Julie show yesterday, and we were in the question thing, and I said, get out there and vote. And this one guy says, Johnny, it doesn't matter how many people vote; it matters who counts the
who
votes.
counts the votes?
So
Exactly.
I'm going to put that at the top of my volunteer list. We're looking for people to work at the different election things in Denver to count the votes. And I just, it's almost like it takes a while for that to click in your brain. That because obviously when the what was it? When everything stopped at 3 o'clock in the morning and it resumed, it really mattered that the people, some people left who were Republicans, and some people stayed who were Democrats, and they were counting the votes, and then it got flipped. Also, did you hear that Heidi Cadell, her running mate is this guy named Danny's something, I forgot his last name, but he's a black guy. But we have mostly Hispanics here in Colorado, and she didn't pick Greg Lopez, and it's my understanding that she didn't pick Greg Lopez because their two parties, their two factions couldn't get past whatever was said on the on the trail to getting the nomination or something like that. And it's not on the topic, but do you think it's going to hurt her not getting someone who's strong in the in the Hispanic community to run with her as a VP?
It's an interesting question. I think that it could go either way. The Hispanic community is a rather large part of Colorado, as you say. So it might have been in her best interest to try to see if she could secure the
Greg
help of a
Lopez.
Hispanic. Yeah, exactly. And Greg Lopez. They're
And I sort of, I don't know if we'll get a chance to get him on the show or anything. I would love to, well, if he would say, because I mean, as soon as she won, he called up and congratulated her and conceded and stuff like that.
yeah,
But, but man, it's like, but we had Hills Up Harris who called Biden a rightfully so racist, and he picked her as a VP and she accepted it. Yeah,
yeah.
a very inept VP, but an inept guy who was installed. But it is what it is. But I'm kind of thinking like, was it that much that they couldn't say, okay, let bygones be bygones, and let's get on the ticket to beat this masochistic. What's a good name for somebody that will pluck wings off a fly and not care about the torture? Narcissistic governor we have as Governor Polis, and Michael Hancock is not too far behind him. Oh, matter of fact, just because it's on my mind, he gave his State of the Union, his last one yesterday. Did you hear anything about that, Alan?
I haven't.
Okay. Well, I had it on my head to watch it, but I didn't, and so I just heard clips. And the biggest thing on their mind was climate change, not crime in the city, not high gas prices, not high food prices, but climate change. Oh man.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that is gas prices are coming down, and they're really celebrating that. And that is a good thing that gas prices are going down on average of 50 cents lower than they were last month. Um, but still, they're higher than they've been uh, in quite some time. A couple of years ago, they were right around $2 a gallon, and they're still in many cases above $4 a gallon anyway. And in California, where these Green New Deal initiatives are really being pushed, gas is sometimes upwards of 8, 9, even $10 a gallon. So it's interesting.
Yeah. So it seemed like, okay, when the gas prices are going up, Biden turns around and he says, well, it's Putin's fault. Okay?
Right.
But when they're going down, he says, hey, that's because of me. And
Right.
he didn't like that when they had those stickers saying, pointing at the gas pump with the picture of him saying, I did that. Oh man. So he didn't like that at all. And well, blame should be given where blame is due. Let's see. So let me see. Let me go down to this story. Hold on for a second.
Well, you're finding that
No, yeah.
up at paypal.me/intervision Denver. That's paypal.me/intervision Denver. We need to keep the lights on, and you can help us with that. Also, hit us up at info@intervisionfm.com. That's our email address where you can get in touch with us. If you've got topics you want to see featured, if you've got questions, if you want to become a sponsor, that's how you do it, folks.
Okay. Oh man, I think I put that topic in another place. Okay. Okay. Let me go down to the other Biden story.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. He seems to be. He's so happy. Yeah. Okay. I guess he got mad when the reporters wanted to talk about that fist bump, and he says, "Oh, he wasn't happy about them asking that question." But I say, would he be happy about answering the question when he signed the executive order the first week he was there, Executive Order 13990, that destroyed the Exxon pipeline construction, 50,000 or more American jobs? Would he rather have that question rather than the other question that he said didn't matter about the fist bumping of this reporter from the Saudi princess that that allegedly he might have been involved with cutting up the body parts and killing the reporter. I mean, getting killed is bad enough, but getting your body parts cut up afterwards and to dispose of them so people won't know that you came in but you didn't go out, like a Roche Motel. So, what do you think about him wanting to only answer question that matters, but he's yet to answer that executive order question?
Well, it is interesting that he allegedly went over there to question this particular crown prince on Jamal Khashoggi's death. But the prince himself is indicating, no, we never even discussed that. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
liar.
I don't know what to say there.
You know
As
what?
far as,
And he called them a pariah.
oh yeah,
While he was running for president, he was calling them a pariah. And now he comes up to say, hey, let bygones be gone. They're letting him know that we're not no Harris. We're not no Hills Up Harris. We are proud men, and you going to call us pariahs and then come over here and get on your knees and beg for oil? And he said, well, I got something for you.
well, they're not going to be able to produce more than what they're already producing now. And even if they were to be able to ramp up production in any case, their projections, from what I understand, they only have about 30 odd years of oil left that they can draw upon. Whereas we've got some estimates indicate that there are probably 100 years worth plus under our own feet right here in the United States of America, and off the Gulf Coast of Mexico. So it just doesn't make any sense to go 7,000 some odd miles to another place to beg for oil that would then need to be transported from there to here when we've got it here already. It
Right, right.
just none of it makes any sense. None
Yeah,
of it makes any,
and it's like, it will be like me. I say, Alan, you're a pariah, and then I say,
right.
Alan, can I borrow your guitar? You say, come, it's like, come on, these
Yeah,
guys are not Christians. I don't know what the Muslim faith say about forgive and forget, but it ain't happening. And they even stopped picking up the phone when he was calling. They were
right.
calling. He said, "This is the president of the United States." And I said, "I don't care. Don't answer that phone." So, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I think sometimes they think they can say anything, do anything, and then people would just say, "Oh, never mind. That's okay." But in this case, that prince says, "No, it isn't okay," and no, you didn't talk about that, and no, go beat sin, go back to America, and you came here with nothing, and you're gonna leave with nothing. So that's what we have. The incompetence we have in the White House right now, ladies and gentlemen. So it's wait. Let's see. Should we? Let's see. Which one I want to go to next? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I want to also say this. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you've seen this. It was a comedian that said this comedian says, "I'm willing to pay $15 in gas," and the audience applauded. Now,
Yes.
I couldn't read their mind. We can't read their mind, but were they applauding because he could afford to pay $15 a gallon of gas, or were they applauding because at least he'll be happy, or were they applauding because how virtuous this comedian is to be willing to pay $15 a gallon for gas?
Regardless of why they were applauding, if and when gasoline does reach $15 a gallon, uh, I don't think too many people will be applauding. I know that people are already having a hard time getting to work as it is and making it home, pay their bills, make their rent, and be able to buy food. And I also know that the SNAP benefits, which were uh, foisted upon the American public during the pandemic times, have, for the large part, started to dry up some. So, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with regard to all of that. But $15 a gallon for gasoline is not going to be sustainable.
Yes. Oh, okay. Let's get into this probably ex-boyfriend. And okay, I can understand, guys. Well, a normal guy, woman cuts you off because you're not acting right, or she realized that I got myself involved with something I don't think I want to spend the rest of my life with, and she cuts you off for whatever reason. Most normal guys say, okay, well, hey, that's your choice, so I'm gonna move on. It hurts, find someone else. But some of this other generation think that it's their right to stalk, harass, and even in this case, this 20-year-old can shoot through the wall of his baby's mama and and not think about you're gonna you might kill the mom of your children, and then what? You're not financially stable enough to support these kids, and plus you'll be in jail. The mindset of some of these idiots that are 20-year-olds. I mean, I know we did some crazy thing when we were teens, but I think this generation of young people are off the rail. And
That
then
is the
yeah,
byproduct. That
yeah.
I was just going to say, Johnny, that's the byproduct of removing a moral center and
Hmm.
fighting for a vacuum. If a vacuum is ever provided, it will get filled. And oftentimes, when a vacuum is filled, it's not filled with good things.
And I was waiting for Ashton to come on because obviously some of the groups that she hangs out with, the BLM, is probably not radical like this one. But this group, I mean, you should hear the comments. Some guy in the group said, she's having her moment. The lady came out and said, why are you guys protesting out in front of my house saying, say his name? I'm the victim. He was the aggressor.
Yeah,
And
this is interesting because the victims are now being looked at as I don't even know. I don't even know how to put it, but the victims are being vilified versus an actual aggressor against the victim, and that's something that's happening in California. It's happening in a lot of these blue states for sure, where criminals are literally being set free, and
yeah,
it has to be stopped.
yeah,
And how do we stop that? Well, we do it legally. We do
yeah.
it as best we can.
Yeah, well, she called the SWAT team, and they were very patient. What, 6 hours? Very patient,
Yeah, absolutely.
very patient, and took him to hell where he can cook a little bit, and then so then she explained, bullets going through her wall while she's cooking, lunch or dinner for the kids. She said, "There's bullet shells in my room," and 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 this BLM. It sounds like they're the replacement for the L Sharpton. L Sharpton wasn't too, the light bulb wasn't too bright in his head, and so he has another generation that seem to have dim light bulbs going on in their heads as well. So one stupidity taking over another stupidity, you know, and his the aggressor has raised $17,000 in his GoFund. She, with the two kids, only raised 2,000 as of the 18th of July.
Amazing. So there's actually a GoFundMe account for her aggressor, and he's raising all kinds of money. Whereas this lady, who is the victim with two children, is hard pressed to even raise 2 grand, as opposed to this other guy getting 17 grand. Is that right?
Yep, yep. Which is more than enough to pay for a funeral. It's not going to be a George Floyd funeral, but it's enough to pay for the basics. Nice suit, everything.
Benevolent overlords at YouTube might be a little bent at this, but leave your comments down below.
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
platform you're watching this on or listening to this on, let us know what you think about that kind of thing.
yeah.
How can we fix that? Because this is something that does need to be addressed and it does need to be fixed post haste.
Oh yeah. Now, if you, I saw the story this morning, and it reminds me because my daughter, my youngest daughter, was saying that she's paid for guys' dinner on first dates, and I'm thinking like,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Why are you doing that? I didn't raise you that way, but anyway, she was young, I guess, whatever, and she was working, and I don't know. I never wanted. Well, okay. Anyway, okay, let's get back into this topic. Okay, so if your boyfriend refuses to buy you dinner, what should you think of that stance? I once knew this lady that this guy, he was 10 years older than she was, and he met her when she was 15, 16. And then, started dating, whatever. And he kept, he would only take her to Burger King or McDonald's for lunch or dinner. And he's driving a Corvette. And he
Oh,
has
wow.
a very good paid job. He was a computer programmer. And I'm saying, hey, girl, stop that. I said, that guy can afford to pay more than a Happy Meal for you. And she took my advice, and she stopped that. But maybe this guy is maybe got another lady on the side, or maybe he's buying rims for his cars, or maybe he's just a user. I'm thinking.
It is interesting because a lot of our generation were taught that that is a showing or a sign of chivalry, where we go ahead and we pick up that meal uh, for both the guy and the lady. Things are kind of a lot more fluid now, where sometimes the guy might think the woman is necessarily, if they wanted this women's liberation type stuff, they need to go ahead and start paying, quote, their fair share
Hmm.
in some way, whether
Yeah.
that be picking up the tab for dinner, or perhaps they're expecting certain things they ought not, uh, if you know what
Yes.
I mean.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So I don't know. You know, I'm old fashioned. I'll always pay for any lady that I might
Yeah.
take an interest in if we go and have lunch or have dinner. And I'll even do it for my friends. We'll go Dutch,
Yeah.
very sparingly. If I have the money, I'll pick it up. If they have the money, they'll pick it up. I do feel badly sometimes, being broke all the time and having to quote. Um, well, yesterday my roommates and I were out doing stuff, and they're buying me stuff all the time. I'm grateful and I'm happy, but um, I'm not. Don't feel right. I feel worthless, and you know.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, one day, I mean, God's gonna put you in a position where you can give back. I mean, it's like they're
oh,
blessing
absolutely.
you, and
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
uh,
So I think the big thing is to not allow for yourself to start feeling worthless, because once you start feeling worthless, then you start feeling like you're a victim. And when you start feeling like you're a victim, then maybe you're entitled to certain things. And then if you're entitled to those things, well, then by golly, everybody's got to give them to you. And it's a slippery slope, Johnny. That's a very slippery slope. Humility is
yes.
the key.
Hey, and we want to. Oh, let's. We're going about to close out the show. Let's thank our sponsors, Christian Brothers Moving Company, located in Englewood, as well as Texas and Phoenix, Arizona, and Dr. Richard Damiano, corneal consultant,
Man,
and huh?
vision is important.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and Denver Foundation, and the Wells Fargo Foundation as well is one of the latest donors to Intervision. And so we'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget save the stork .org and React 19 and just Johnnie J for House District 5.com. And oh man, we just really appreciate you and thank you for being here. And I did remember to to hit the record this time, Alan.
Yes, you did. Yes, you